parents, when your child is feeling something, name it, give more vocabulary, teach how to say, I feel this, I feel that. Tell them, I'm proud you used the word, that's right, you are upset.
Yeah.
Let's deal with how upset you are right now, and then let's talk about how to fix it.
Yeah.
And acknowledge that. After yelling and screaming at your child because you had a meltdown, is good if it pushes you to think, okay, I've really pushed it too far. I shouldn't have exploded like that, shouldn't have used the words I've used. He's 12 going on 13. He's getting under my skin, and he's triggering me, and I've had a stressful week, but I shouldn't have reacted like that. That's good guilt. Yeah, I think honestly, if I have to say how did it change me or some of my clients, the biggest one that comes to mind is to respond, not to react. That's the biggest improvement and beauty of this whole way of working together. Yes. You learn to respond to the trigger, not the child, because he's just triggering you. It's not the child, it's you. Yeah. So you learn to respond to the trigger, not to react to the trigger. Welcome back. It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. So
I
great.
love talking to you.
Oh, me too. So touched. I must say, I was thinking in the car, I was like, I'm so grateful to have met someone like you. It's like 0.5% of the population has achieved what you've achieved, and like everything you've done. It's just, and the kindness and the book and the. So I'm really grateful to have met.
I've gone through the struggles quite quickly, didn't I?
No, but I mean, it's amazing.
I squeezed a few lifetimes in one.
I think it's an efficiency thing, so it's great. You did it great. So
thank you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Nice to be here again. Thank you.
Yeah.
This beautiful Hague, city of peace, and all these lovely things. So.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, I'm Kareem from Expat Republic, and this is Robbie. She's a long-time professional in childcare, but also now a life coach, helping international families and families from all around the world, actually.
Yeah.
Truly global presence, truly wonderful and extremely talented lady. And so, yeah, I'm here to talk to her today a little bit about, one of the things that we come across, that we see with a lot of international families and even local families and people around the world, is this notion of how to be strong, how to be emotionally strong as a parent, right? And how to handle the stress. You have all these crazy things that happen when you're a parent. The school, the work, the job, the kids crying, the different age, the inter problems between the
parents.
Yes, exactly.
It's endless.
Yeah, it's endless. So
endless.
It's another project by itself.
Yeah.
I thought it was tough starting a business, but I think becoming a parent is 10 times tougher.
Nowadays, it's really 10 times tougher. And this isn't just like, over exaggerating or something. It is 10 times tougher, because you look now at parents, they're not just juggling kids, they're juggling careers. They pay more attention to their health. They want a certain lifestyle. They want it's a bunch of things. When I think back to my parents, that wasn't the case, right? Now I see parents and I see the struggle. They want time for their own health, their own career, their own children, their own family, their own parents. And if they're expats, it's life between. Yeah. Then there's the schools, then there's financial issues, then there's social media and the constant comparison between each other, right? Oh, yeah. They're always comparing themselves as a family unit to others. Why does this expat family do it like that? Well, these parents on social media aren't even struggling. Look at what and so there's this comparison, and the village is gone.
Yeah.
And those parents are just thrown out there, and then the task list is doubled, tripled, quadrupled. It's really like that.
It's scary.
And then you're expected to raise kids and
calmly.
It's really funny, right?
It's insane.
It's insane.
It's insane. And I mean, I look at some neighborhoods, growing up in Montreal, and we used to play hockey outside as kids. You go outside now, these neighborhoods are empty, ghost towns.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Now the kids are they're all in organized sports and activities and whatnot. And this is again a lot of stress on the children, because they go from a school environment to another controlled environment. There's never that free play that is outside the house, where you can run back to mom, have a cuddle, have a cry, have an ice cream, go back out, or have a sandwich, go back out.
Yeah.
Now you're again in group care, where you have to listen, to line up, wash hands, have snack, playtime, homework time, sports time. It is constant. By the time they are home at 5, 6 o'clock, you think these are children, these are not adults. Even for the average adult to work from 8 till 6 is a killer.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're so the children are overstressed and overstimulated in a busy environment. And they're most of the time, if you look at Monday to Friday, most of their time they are with strangers. They are not with mom and dad. They're not with the parents. So we're trusting a lot of strangers with our children nowadays. Whereas in the past, they were either with the parents or the aunties or the grandparents, or like you said, in front of your house on the street with the neighborhood. It's gone.
We've basically outsourced the emotional well-being of our children to the outside world.
With the and the hope, exactly
and
that.
you pray and pray. Sorry, we pray.
We pray that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the thing, pray that they know what they. But how could they really know what they're doing when this is also new to them, because they didn't grow up the way that these children are growing up? You see?
Yeah.
How could that be? Because there are so. The thing is, when it comes to stress, there's the question of what kind of stress are the parents experiencing. Stress is going to always be there. It's not really so much about the stress itself of those teachers or the parents. It's more about how you handle that stress. So all parents are going to yell at some point. All parents are going to be agitated or explode or whatnot. It's not about being the perfect parent. It's about knowing how to self-regulate. It's about being a responsible parent. So when you do blow up, you go back and you talk to your child and say, I blew up yesterday or today when we talked about this, and I'm sorry, it shouldn't have been that I've raised my voice like that. It wasn't because of you. I've had a very long day at work and I was agitated. Now let's talk about the matter that we had back then and let's discuss it.
Which is kind of contrary to what we're kind of programmed to do. This is a very counterintuitive thing, which I found pretty interesting that you bring up.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It really is a very big thing. Regulating your own emotions, self-regulation is so important in caring for children. Whether you're a teacher, whomever you are working with children, you need to learn to self-regulate, especially in today's age and time, because it's so fast and so stressful, like we said. So it's never about being perfect. It's about being responsible and knowing what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, dealing with that emotion in that moment, and trying to do your best. If you make a mistake, it's no problem. You go back and fix it. So the child can learn from you that you try to be patient, you try to understand, you try to see where this is coming from. They watch, like I always say, children learn from what you do, not so much what you say. It's how you live and what you do. So you model that. And then you make mistakes because you are human. You get angry, you do things sometimes that are not right, and you come back and you talk about it and you say you want to improve it and you say you're working on it, or you apologize if it was too much. And then children learn to do that too. Take responsibility for their actions, because there's no such thing as a perfect parent. There's no such thing as a perfect life. And children don't want a perfect parent. They want a reliable, understanding, patient parent who comes back and explains and teaches. That's what children need.
Very good.
I'll read a few notes here just very quickly that I jotted earlier. So emotionally strong parents feel frustrated without yelling. That's what emotionally strong or self-regulated, right? And when they do yell, like I said, they can go back and say, I shouldn't have yelled. I want to work on that. Exploding like that is not okay. And apologize if necessary. And move on. Emotionally strong parents feel worried without becoming controlling, because you always worry about your child. That's like a constant thing. That for me was a huge struggle with my son growing up. I can worry about everything because I know everything that can go wrong. It's like a surgeon going into surgery, right?
Yeah.
I drop him off somewhere and I know when I look at the space, this can go wrong, this can go wrong, this shouldn't be like that. The brain is right, the logic is going.
Yeah.
So to be worried without becoming controlling and not allowing the child to explore, fall, learn, and whatnot, that is resilience. That is also emotional strength in parenting.
Okay.
That's another one. Also, emotionally strong parents, I wrote, can feel exhausted without emotionally disconnecting from the child.
Yeah.
Because many parents can become exhausted and do become exhausted, and they disconnect from their children. They disconnect, so they become like machines, right? Breakfast, food, here's your stuff, let's go. There's no moments of sitting and eye contact, interaction, and heart-to-heart, soul-to-soul moments, just cuddling and together and oneness. And you see this very often. I see it everywhere. Children who are so hyper and overactive and going bananas, just trying to get mom and dad's attention. And I don't mean for what, like, I mean real attention. Not when parents say, yeah, I took him to this, I bought him this, I did this, I didn't know. It's not that. I mean just you and him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll look in the eyes sitting on the couch and saying, I love sitting here with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coach, I just love being with you simply because it's you.
That's so sweet.
And I don't need to do anything or be anywhere. This is my moment. Just those slow, soft voice, loving, emotional moments with a child.
Yeah.
How was your day today? I hope you had the best day ever.
Yeah.
These sort of very strong moments.
So if I ask the question, what does emotional strength really mean for parents? How it's a lot of what you just described.
It's a lot what I described, exactly that.
Yeah.
And the ability also, what is really, to answer that one, the highlight of it is the ability to recover quickly.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
So we tend to explode sometimes and we tend to get angry if we are overwhelmed as parents. And these things, like I said, they're all normal. So don't aim for perfection because that is always going to come and go. But the ability to recover from that.
Yeah.
And to get past the situation and say, I'm going to take 5 minutes. It's not because of you. I've had a really long day at the office, or this is not my day. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Mama's gonna step away right now. I'll be right back. Or I'm gonna go in the kitchen, make a cup of tea. I'll be right back. Something to just step away, calm down, and then come back and continue. Or we're not gonna talk about this today or this evening. I've had a really long day in the office. Tomorrow you and I, we talk.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, and the ability to come back from that, so then at bedtime you can still go tuck your child into sleep and read a book and give him a hug. It doesn't mean now we're gonna pout and be angry at the child.
Or the quiet days, or the punish.
Hours of being disconnected and anxiety. It's not good at all.
It's really not good. Yeah.
You're in fact teaching them to do this with their own children and partners in the future.
Yeah, you're reinforcing really bad behavior.
Extremely. And this is the strength that you. This is what emotional strength and resilience is.
Yeah.
And that's really quite difficult to do if you didn't have it in your childhood, of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's learned skills that you have to learn today to do that. And it is incredible healing for those parents. Incredible. It's healing for yourself, and it's teaching your child the proper methods to live life. These are core essential methods to live life. If you don't have those, no amount of education is going to make you happy. You need to learn how to deal with your emotions. Children need to learn to think, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? How can I verbalize it or communicate it? And how can I make myself feel better? These are the four so important pillars in achieving life, a pleasant life ahead, or a pleasant future ahead for that child. Children who are able to walk out of the playground when they're 5 years old to say, I am angry because my friend doesn't want to play with me. That's huge.
At 5.
At 5.
Yeah. Some people can't do that at 35.
Exactly. they're angry, they don't know why they're angry, they don't know what triggered it,
Yeah.
they lash out at others,
yeah.
they don't have the verbal words or communication to communicate
Yeah.
it properly, and
Yeah.
they don't know how to self-soothe.
Yeah.
So when a child walks up to you and says, I'm angry because my friend doesn't want to play with me,
Yeah.
then the teacher or the parent can say something like, well done for saying it.
Yeah.
You felt angry and you said it. Let's deal with how you feel right now, and then let's see how we can solve it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be angry.
Yeah.
That's
It's
great.
totally
that you-
normal. It's part of life.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then encouraging the adults around these children, teachers and parents, to teach the words
Yeah.
for emotions, right? I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm irritated, I'm
Sure.
happy, I'm excited, I'm hyper, I'm joyful. That is excellent. The
Yeah.
more vocabulary you teach children in regards to feelings,
Kind of an emotional toolbox.
exactly, because then you give them the ability to verbalize what they feel. And it's amazing how we humans, when we name how we feel, if I look at you and I say, I'm actually really, say I come here and I say, I'm so irritated, the traffic was horrendous, I got blah, 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 right? 2 minutes later, I feel
Hey,
better.
traffic, everybody knows. Everybody knows.
But, you know,
Yeah.
the point is I'll feel better much faster
Yeah.
than holding it in.
Yeah, of course, because it burns you. That's the
Just
whole thing.
verbalizing emotions and feelings does something to the nervous system where it calms down.
Yeah.
And then guess what? When you hear me and acknowledge it,
Mm-hmm.
I feel safe. So when you say, exactly now, imagine this was real, and you said, oh my God, and you started laughing, and you're like, Robbie, everyone hates traffic. I hear you, blah, blah.
Yeah,
My
of course.
nervous system
Yeah, 'cause you've
literally
been
starts
acknowledged.
laughing with you. Acknowledgement, you
Yeah.
hear me.
Yeah.
So these steps for parents, when your child is feeling something, name it, give more vocabulary,
Mm-hmm.
teach how to say, I feel this, I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them, I'm proud you used the word, that's right, you are upset.
Yeah.
Let's deal with how upset you are right now, and then let's talk about how to fix it.
Yeah.
And acknowledge that. And you know, parents also, I have to say this before you move to the next question.
No,
One
it's
thing
okay.
that always comes back to me that I find very, very cute, especially from dads, they tell me these arguments with the little ones, right, in the car. Let's go, I don't want to go. I said you have to go, I don't want to go. I put this on, I don't want to put it on. You know, the back and forth. And I've
The
taught
morning
them
routine sometimes also, yeah.
in the short, limited.
Yeah, of course.
And what I teach them is a very simple two-step way to deal with the nervous system of the child.
Yeah,
The first bit is acknowledge the feeling,
yeah,
and then still guide firmly to go. Not
Okay.
boss, guide.
Yeah.
So let's go. I don't want to go. I hear that you don't want to go and that you're frustrated, and I love you, and we are still going to go. Mm-hmm. You see the difference between I said we're going because we're going. Why we're going? Because I said so.
yeah. Very, It's quite
Right?
quite a different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta eat your. I don't want to eat my. I see and I hear that you don't want to eat your veggies. I see that you're upset. We're still going to do it.
Yeah.
I see you don't want to do this. We're still going to do it. I hear you feel this. We're still going to try. I can understand it really hurts. I'm here next to you, and we're still going to try to do this.
Yeah.
So you still guide, not push, to do it. But first, you acknowledge the feeling of the child, so they don't feel unheard, and so that the nervous system calms down
Yeah.
and sees that they said it and you caught it and you acknowledged it, and then you move on. Very simple to sit. And usually 9 times out of 10, the child then does it.
Yeah.
The parents, especially the dads, are baffled by this little magic trick.
And so that's very good. And so you spoke about a few nervous system reset techniques. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Are there any ones more your highlighted, favorite ones?
Yeah.
Because also which leads to my next point is, how do we release the emotional stress without really dumping it onto the children?
Yes.
I feel like those two,
Absolutely.
yeah, so.
Children should never become our emotional containers. Never.
Or punching bag.
Ever. Or punching bag.
Yeah.
Ever. The thing is, people talk about how difficult it is to have children, teenagers, young adults, that they really trigger everything, or they really push you or whatnot, and so on.
Yeah.
If you actually look at children and their behavior, and you look at parents, it's not the child. It's your own nervous system and stress level.
Because the child is going to cry.
Yeah,
it's how you interpret. It's like how the world will be, but it's how you interpret, right? It's your own. Yes.
It's your own reaction.
That's very powerful.
Children are triggers. They are not the problem.
Yes.
They are not the problem. They are not the challenge. They are your trigger. That's what they are. Only triggers. That's all that they are. So if I simplify it to an example, if a child spills his drink, right, at dinner because they insist on putting the drink here, right? It has to be here. Your typical example, and it
or
spills.
Half on.
Half. And it spills, right?
Which,
You got parents who will completely have a meltdown. I told you not to put it there.
Freak out.
Right? And it explodes. So that trigger, boom, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the other parent who is unbothered and is like, okay, let's clean it up and put it next time. Like I said, sweetheart, put it over there. No big deal. Well, muffins finished. So the problem is not the child.
No, it's
because he did the same thing to both parents. He spilled something, but one parent got fully triggered and the other one didn't. So, and why is that? Because this parent A, who had a freak out, is at a maximum stress capacity. If they weren't highly stressed and they have dealt with their stress levels, they would not be as explosive. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
So that's number one. If that parent had a long day at work, is exhausted, has financial worries, has to juggle the family, has poor sleep, right? Has been commuting in traffic, whatever, you name it, and it has deadlines at work, has a billion things to deal with, or has 2-3 children and is at home dealing with all the children and dropping off and picking up, no time for herself, no time for any of her needs.
Yeah.
She's just become the chauffeur, the caregiver, the cleaning lady, everything else except self-care and her, whatever it is, that parent, I guarantee you, is at maximum stress. That's why this explosion. There's no space for that drink to pour. So that's one. The other parent that would say, oh, it's okay, let's clean it up and whatever, has room for that trigger. Has room for it, it's no problem, because he's been running, jogging, exercising, is like,
huge.
I can't repeat how important these simple things, parents think they're not important. It is the most important thing. Even 5 minutes a day will make a huge difference. If you stretch, run, sing, paint, you need those outlets. It looks like you're wasting time. You're not wasting time.
Yeah, it's an
you're
emotional
emptying
vent.
that stress. It's an emotional vent.
Yeah.
So when your child comes back from school and triggers you, or your baby wakes up from nap and triggers you, guess what? There's space. You just stretched and did some yoga.
Yeah.
You just painted. You just called your mom and cried. You just sat with your friend and talked.
Yeah.
You did something to let go of some of the stress so you can take some more triggers. So that's one. And the other thing is, when they trigger us, children, and we, like I said, you could be fully stressed or you could be not so stressed.
Sure.
They also push on your childhood issues and traumas and upbringing and so on.
So these triggers are actually started a long time ago, in a way.
That's right. And these triggers are
Blame
there.
grandma, blame grandpa.
Sometimes it's not even to blame the parents and grandpa and grandma. Sometimes it is just a cultural difference. I get a lot of, for example, clients from India or Italy or whatnot, and then they tell me, he's not to talk to me like that, the dad. He's not to talk to me like that. It's very disrespectful. That disrespect is not allowed. I never talk like that to my dad and whatever. And I get it. I understand the culture, absolutely. What a beautiful culture.
It's a big thing.
You respect the parents, you respect the elders. I get it. I absolutely get it.
Yeah.
But to allow this trigger to make you explode is another thing. It's another thing. Because you do have parents here in the West and everywhere that also, of course, you got to respect the parents, but they're not going to explode on that level.
Right.
First, it will be, I hear and see that you're very agitated and angry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah.
Well, let's deal with this emotion and bring your voice down, and then deal with the issue at hand. I don't appreciate you using that voice with me.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Let's take a break, calm yourself down, and we talk. This is a dad talking from a place where he's not overstressed and he's not acting from trauma,
Yeah.
right? But a dad who's overstressed and is acting from trauma will immediately say, you don't talk like that to me. You don't use that voice with me. How dare you? And they feel disrespected.
It's a fight or flight response, essentially.
That's right.
That's being
That's
triggered.
right.
It's actually quite common in many areas of human behavior and psychology, so it's actually, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and the child never, I mean, children, they don't wake up in the morning and make a list. Today I'm going to disrespect my dad and make him feel like trash. That is absolutely not the intention. They lack the life experience.
You see a little toddler writing, how am I going to make it more?
They lack the life experience, they lack the vocabulary, they don't know how to self-regulate, and I repeat over and over and over. Children can't self-regulate. They borrow your self-regulate, how you calm yourself down. They borrow that from you. So they depend on you to calm them down. They depend on you to make them feel better.
Gotcha.
And this can go on all the way through their teen years. Some children will stop at 5, 7, 8, 10, some will go to 16. And they'll still come. There'll be moments where they will run to mom or dad, and they'll depend on you as the adult to help them self-regulate their system. They borrow your system to self-regulate. So if you can't self-regulate, you don't create the environment in the place, where are they going to get it from? What are we teaching children
It's an example, essentially.
when we fall apart and break down?
Yeah, you're telling them to do the same, that it's okay. So actually, by not being emotionally resilient, you teach your kids to also not be emotionally.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which makes me think, okay, so now we discussed a little bit about how some exercise could help naming the emotion. So the vocabulary is very important, but how does like guilt and self-compassion, because those are kind of yin and yang, guilt and self-compassion, right? So how does that fit into the emotional resilience? Because they're opposite edge, right?
They are.
So
I think, guilt is okay only when it gets you to think of how am I going to resolve this and fix it in small amounts.
not as a gun to your, as a prison.
Not when it becomes...
Guilt is a cage.
Not when it becomes a cage and it makes the person feel shameful and no good and horrible and terrible, and then you're stuck in that stage for God knows how long. That's totally not okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of guilt after yelling and screaming at your child because you had a meltdown is good if it pushes you to think, okay, I've really pushed it too far. I shouldn't have exploded like that. Shouldn't have used the words I've used. He's 12 going on 13. He's getting on under my skin and he's triggering me, and I've had a stressful week, but I shouldn't have reacted like that. That's good guilt.
Yeah.
Then you use it. If you use it to go back and fix what happened, then that's brilliant. That's what I always tell parents. The thing is, you're gonna feel guilty every now and then. That is just part of parenting. There's no way around it. Use it for this. Don't get stuck there. Because again, children don't need you to be perfect and super at what you do. Children need you to learn how to navigate life and its stresses and its emotions and how to come out of it, whether you need to apologize or whether you need to fix something about yourself, or they need to learn from you how to live life with joy, how to deal with their emotions, how to deal with problems in life, how to fix these challenges or decide to leave them, how to come out the other side and continue on living, not becoming numb and a machine, because perfection doesn't exist. It doesn't, so you don't have to aim to be the perfect parent.
Gotcha.
And you also don't have to try to give your child a perfect life. They don't need a perfect life. They need the skills to navigate life.
Yeah.
That's what we all need, the skills to navigate life. Because there is no perfect life.
Yeah. It's very, very good that you say that. And now, so I see that you have a tremendous knowledge and on this, and it's thank you for sharing. In terms of your own kind of emotional strength and resilience, because I do believe strength and resilience are quite heavily linked. How has this changed you as a parent, and also what is the kind of outcome for your clients? Like, what do you see? How has really changed the parenting, your parenting or that of your clients, or even day to day? Like, I mean, how can you kind of measure this? Because right?
I think honestly, if I have to say how did it change me or some of my clients, the biggest one that comes to mind is to respond, not to react. That's the biggest improvement and beauty of this whole way of working together. Yes. You learn to respond to the trigger, not the child, because he's just triggering you. It's not the child, it's you. Yeah. So you learn to respond to the trigger, not to react to the trigger. A reaction to the trigger is, ouch, imagine trigger, this is too hot, ow, right? That's a reaction. So when a child says and does something that triggers you because you're exhausted, you're tired, you had an issue as a child, your inner child is hurting, aim to understand and respond so you can heal yourself and you can teach them the right way. Don't react, because if you just react and start screaming back as a reaction to that trigger, you're passing on this cycle from your childhood and you're not healing yourself.
No, exactly.
You're actually gonna live this horrific state for another, who knows how long
decades.
Your child is gonna be with you.
Yeah.
When they're teenagers, you multiply it by 20. Yeah. That same trigger, they are so gonna use it on you if you don't deal with it now. Deal with it immediately. A tiny little flame. Learn how to respond before you scream and, ow, it's hot. Look at it, acknowledge it. Why am I feeling this? What do I see? I see a little flame. I feel hurt.
Yeah.
It's just a flame. What shall I do with it? Get water, put it out, explain it to the child.
Yeah.
And if you do that over and over, the flame is gone. If you don't do that, and every time the flame goes on, you start, it burns, it hurts, and screaming, whatever.
It creates a lot of chaos.
This little one is one day going to become a teenager, right? And you're going to deal with it when they're a teenager. And then he's going to become a young adult, and you're going to deal with it when they're a young adult. And then he's going to become a grown-up, and you're going to deal with it when they're a grown-up. So will his wife and his kids. It just, the flame keeps going. Yeah. Because it's just there. So when we decide to have children, when people say, I want to have a child, they don't realize until they have the child that you get a child, a teenager, a young adult, and an adult for life. So if you want to be perfect, a perfect parents, they aim for perfection. You would need to study early childhood for a bunch of years and excel at it. You would need to become a teenage youth coach or psychologist and excel at it. You would need to become a people person. He's going to be a young adult, guidance or whatever, and excel at it. You need to become the adult best friend. No one can do all of this. You cannot. There is no way. You have a career and a life. Yeah. The child comes in all these forms. He's actually only a child for a short time.
Yeah.
Okay, most of the time he's going to be an adult, and a huge amount he's going to be a teenager, and then he has the years between 7 and 12, and then there's the formative years or the beginning. So the child until 5 or 6, that's very short. That's very, very short. Yeah. So if you're struggling then, stop. Yeah. The flame is still small. Yeah. Stop. And when it comes to tools that I use when parents are like, okay, but what do I do? Give me a tool. What do I do? He triggers me. He doesn't, whatever. Okay, there's two hacks that are very, very, very good that I even use them myself, right? When my little one did things, and when he's not little anymore, but I still use them because now he's 12 going on 13. So sometimes he does do things that are very annoying or triggering, and they need to, right? Teenagers, they need to drive you crazy. That is a developmental stage they have to do. Why? Because they want you to be angry at them, they want you to get away from them, they want to push away from you, and they want to become independent. So this is going to happen whether you like it or not, right? So it's just, you're going to expect that from a teenager, it's coming. The question is, when they live with you in the house, how you're dealing with them on day-to-day matter, because these explosions will come. And earlier before the podcast, I told you, my son, when he gets a mood swing, and then he comes to me and he says, Mama, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go for a walk, I'll calm myself down and come back. He comes back and he says, it was really like hormones or something. I don't know why I said it, I'm sorry I said it. And then I say, well done, you apologize, good job for going for a walk. So he used the right language. He took the steps to self-soothe.
Yeah.
He came back and he wants to not do it again, which he probably will do again many times when he's 15, 16, and so on. Sure. But you see how this line goes.
Yeah.
I forgot what I started with.
No,
but
it's good. It's good.
Go off topic.
It's perfect. Really, it's really good. You actually led to the thing. Is what I wanted to say was, like, in your program and in your package that you do in training, you actually train this behavior. That's the whole thing, right? That's the whole thing. Because it's like, thank you for the information. I appreciate it. It's amazing, and I'm sure the viewers appreciate it. But I think, like, you can start doing it, implementing. But I find it's really helpful to have a coach or someone kind of to check in with, to kind of guide you.
Exactly.
Because, it's kind of like a fitness coach, it's like people trying to lose weight for years, but then they get a personal trainer, and all of a sudden, poof,
everything changes.
So it's a little bit the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think if you're going to invest in something, it should be this. I mean, it's your kids, it's your own self, it's your family.
100%.
Like, who else do you have in life without family, right? I mean, what are you going to do?
This isn't information you would have when your child is born.
No, exactly.
You need to get it from somewhere.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm lucky. It's my job. It's my passion. It's my lifestyle.
But not everyone can do that.
But not everyone can do that. Right? And I can help you do that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And speaking of that, now I remembered what I was going to say. We were saying when you're triggered so badly by your child, what to do. The simple tricks, the two that I was talking about. One is breathing.
Deep breathing.
Deep breathing, because it does something to the nervous system where it distracts it and comforts it at the same time. If your child says something and it triggers you, you just before you react, stop, don't react, you want to respond. So first, just take a few deep breaths. You can say, I'll be right with you, and just breathe. 2-3 breaths. That should calm you down. And if you're still not calm because you are that kind of parent who comes from a culture where this is not allowed, and you lived so many traumas and it was a horrible day at work, and you're having a whole panic, what you do is you add to the breathing a second step. And the second step is playing with your senses, right? Hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, feeling. So name one thing you can hear. I hear the vents. Name one thing you are seeing. I see the lights.
The plant.
Name something I can feel. I'm feeling the warm coffee. Right?
It distracts your brain.
It does something to your, again, system. And like I said, I'm not an expert in those bits. That's for neuroscientists and psychologists.
Sure.
But it completely will stop you from that spiraling down to explode. It takes you away. The brain cannot do both at the same time. It simply cannot function that way. It can either do this one or that one. So the one where you name 5 senses actually is used in many panic attacks for many people. When you have a panic attack coming, or you're feeling claustrophobic, or you're stuck in an elevator and you don't like dark, small places, you do that and immediately the panic goes down. The brain simply cannot do both together. So that's why I tell parents, first start with the breathing, because usually most triggers, you can just breathe them through 3 breaths in the nose, and then big exhale, and then you can respond. If you still can't respond, you can say, let's deal with our emotions right now, and we'll talk about it later. And just leave it that way. And if that doesn't suit you, then add to it these 5 senses till you're really calmed. And then go back to the child and say, let's talk about it, or set a time that you'll talk about it later. So these are the ones, like I was trying to get to those 2 points, but I went off topic. It's one of my passions in life, talking about this stuff and dealing with it. And I'm living it every day now also, of course, with my son.
Teenager.
Yeah.
Robbie, as always, I'm honored. Thank you so much for answering all these questions.
Your closing is always so sweet.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful. So
Thank you.
definitely, I think you mentioned some really, really important points and touched on some critical points to really help parents and, of course, indirectly the children.
Yeah.
So definitely looking forward to more talks with you. Thank you very much, and definitely. To all our readers, please check out the YouTube channel. Not just this video, but there's tons of other amazing videos that Robbie has done that are really life-changing. And you have this wealth of knowledge here. You might as well take advantage of it, share it, and take advantage of it. I know I've sent your videos to like all my friends, and they all thank me. All the ones that are parents, they said, "Wow, my own family members and parents." So they're like, "Oh, I'm watching that video you were in with Robbie." Like people now all around the world, so it's really cool.
I'm really happy if I can help in any way. That's really brilliant. Thank you.
And I think your book is just like an epic thing that's really, really deserves a read.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
Karim. Yeah, and see you next time.
Yeah, definitely see you next time.
Thanks.
Thanks.